Okay, well, let's talk about our beautiful industry, the music industry, or the creative industries in general. The industry, it has changed a lot. The music industry has changed a lot. And you don't need a record label. You don't need a record label. Okay? And in order to understand why you don't need a record label, let's have a look at how the industry has changed. When we go back to the 90s, you as a musician, and here, on the screen, that's the guitar, it's the artist. In order to get to your consumer, your listener, your fan, you needed the help of the companies, the record labels, the publishers, the booking agencies, whatever, the corporates, okay? So you as an artist, in order to talk, to communicate, to get your content to the consumers, to the listeners, you had to go through the gatekeepers. You had to, work with them in order to get your stuff, to the consumer. Now, let's talk about 2020, the present. Now, you, the artist, the musician, you are in the middle and you are in direct contact with your consumer. Okay, and we all know why. Because we all have the social media. We all, we can upload our stuff through DistroKid or a TuneCore or a Ditto Music to Spotify and Apple Music. We're in direct contact with our consumers. Okay, and those companies, those record labels, those publishers, all those, those corporates, they are on the top. And they need you, the artist, in order to make money. That is literally the situation nowadays. Okay? That's what has changed. Back in the 90s, those companies, they had that gatekeeper status, and you as an artist, in order to get to your fan, to your listener, you had to go through them and work with them. Nowadays, you are, as an artist, in direct contact with your consumer, and the companies, they do want to make money. Okay? Now, but this kind of sounds like record labels are the boogeyman. Record labels aren't the boogeyman. It's not what I'm saying here, okay? There are perfectly valid reasons why you could sign to a record label, okay? Maybe you like the sound of the company, okay? Maybe you would like to work with the producers that are signed to the company in order, if you're a rapper, and you really like some beat creators, some producers, they're putting out a kind of sound, it's a perfectly valid reason to sign. You like the current roster of artists signed to the company, collab bro, want to collab bro, So, maybe it is, that you really like their marketing strategies. Maybe they do a lot of that crazy ass guerrilla marketing. Maybe that's something you really like. Okay, and maybe signing to a record label, will put a stamp of authority on your work. We all know some really well-known dance labels, that if your music will be released by that label and, that logo will be stamped on, the artwork, we all know what I'm talking about, it will have, a sense of authority will be there. Okay, so those are really perfectly valid reasons to still sign with a record label. But here's the thing. It's a fact that you don't need to sign. Okay, please, people. I see so many artists so desperate to sign their music to a record label. You don't need a record label. You choose to work with one. That's really important to remember, please. Okay? And something I hear a lot of these days, the sentence is like, breaking through is so easy nowadays. Like everybody can put their music or content, for that matter, but everybody can put their music online for the world to discover, Yes, everybody. That's the thing. Everybody. 24,000 new songs are distributed every day. Okay? Let that sink in. 24,000. Okay? And every minute, 300 minutes of YouTube content is being uploaded to the platform. That is just effing crazy, man. Okay? That's the whole thing. Everybody is putting their content online. So let me rephrase that sentence. Production and distribution of music and content, that's easy nowadays. But that doesn't necessarily mean that breaking through is really that easy. We just talked about it. All artists are in direct contact with their, potential fans. So the question here is, how are you going to stick out? You don't need the companies, true. But since everyone is doing it, how are you going to stick out? Well, answer is with digital marketing, of course. Of course. But keep that in mind. Acknowledging this, seeing this, understanding this, that the industry has changed for the better for you as an artist, it really is empowering you as an artist. Those record labels, those companies, and whatever, they need you because they need the content machine, you, to make money, to make profit. Now, again, not saying they're the boogeyman, but acknowledge that fact. You, as an artist, your position, you are stronger than you think. Keep that in mind. Build your own fan base, and it will strengthen your position when you're negotiating with a label.